Have you ever noticed how, just before a storm rolls in or the temperature suddenly drops, your whole body seems to ache in a way that words can't fully describe? Like a silent alarm going off inside your bones, deep, gnawing pain, heavy fatigue, and that familiar fog that wraps itself around your mind. It's not your imagination. And no, you're not being dramatic. There's something very real about the way your body responds to weather changes when you live with fibromyalgia. And the worst part? Most people around you don't understand. They see the forecast and talk about rain or sunshine. You feel it in your muscles, in your nerves, in the weight you carry every single day just trying to function. If this speaks to your experience, go ahead and like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who needs to feel understood. Today, you'll also find a free guide linked below, created just for women like you who are searching for answers, and a gentle, natural supplement that many in our community have been turning to for extra support on the hardest days. Now, let's talk about why this happens. Why your pain seems to predict the weather better than the forecast ever could. There's actually a growing body of research behind this phenomenon. Studies have shown that changes in barometric pressure, especially sudden drops, can affect how your nervous system interprets pain signals. When the atmosphere shifts, your already sensitive nervous system becomes even more reactive, like it's being overstimulated from all directions. And for someone with fibromyalgia, that reactivity can be overwhelming. The University of Manchester conducted a study that tracked over 13,000 pain reports from fibromyalgia patients across the UK. They found a clear correlation between low barometric pressure, increased humidity, and heightened pain intensity. What does that mean for you? It means your pain is not in your head. It's in your nervous system. It's in your tissues. It's in your lived reality, and the weather is part of that reality. And yet, knowing this doesn't always make it easier, does it? Because even when we understand the mechanism, it still feels incredibly isolating to be curled up in bed on a rainy day, watching life pass by while your body feels like it's screaming in silence. And when the flare hits, it's not just physical. It's emotional. It brings frustration, guilt, and even shame, especially if you have to cancel plans, miss work, or ask for help. You wonder, why can't I just push through? But let me say this clearly. It's not weakness. It's the result of a complex interaction between your environment and a sensitized system that's doing its best to protect you. That's why, alongside lifestyle changes and good medical care, many women in our community have found it helpful to include gentle support from nature. I'm not talking about magic fixes or unrealistic promises, but things like magnesium, turmeric, and other anti-inflammatory botanicals can offer your body a little extra cushion on those weather-sensitive days. If you're curious, the supplement we linked below was formulated specifically for people living with chronic pain, and the results have been surprisingly encouraging. But whether or not you try it, just know you're not alone in this. And the fact that you're here, still searching for answers and holding on to hope, already makes you stronger than you realize. Now imagine your nervous system like a finely tuned radio. On clear, calm days, even if it's still sensitive, the signal is a bit steadier, you can manage, you can get through. But when the weather shifts, that radio starts picking up static from every direction. Barometric pressure drops, humidity rises, the temperature yo-yos, and suddenly, your nervous system is flooded with interference. Every little sensation gets amplified. The ache in your lower back feels like it's spreading. Your skin might feel like it's burning, even when no one else sees a thing. Your muscles become tight, heavy, and uncooperative. And the worst part? You often don't see it coming. 1 minute, you're managing. The next, you're in a full-blown flare that seems to come out of nowhere. It's like being tossed into a storm without warning, no umbrella, no shelter, just you and your body trying to hold on. And during those moments, it's not just pain. It's fear. Because when your symptoms are this unpredictable, it feels like you can't trust your own body. You start making decisions not based on what you want to do, but on what you think your body might allow. You scan the sky, check your joints, overanalyze every twinge. It's exhausting. And then comes the guilt, canceling on a friend, rescheduling an appointment, missing a family moment, not because you didn't care, but because you couldn't. And explaining that to others? It often feels pointless. How do you explain that? Your pain is tied to the air pressure? That your energy was fine yesterday but vanished overnight with the rain? Most people don't understand. But here, we do. This channel, this space, is for you. For women who live in bodies that don't follow predictable rules, and who deserve compassion, not judgment. And that's why this conversation matters. Because when you start to understand your body, not as broken, but as sensitive to its environment, you begin to reclaim some power. You start planning with grace instead of guilt. You allow yourself to rest without shame. And you remember, your value is never measured by productivity or energy levels. You are worthy simply because you exist. There's something deeply empowering about connecting the dots, about realizing that you're not crazy, you're not lazy, and you're definitely not alone. And while science doesn't have all the answers yet, research continues to uncover just how real and valid these weather-related flares are. Studies from Japan, Norway, and the US have repeatedly confirmed a link between weather instability and increased pain reports in people with fibromyalgia and other chronic pain conditions. This is no longer anecdotal, it's biological. And the more we understand, the more we can prepare. That might mean tracking your symptoms alongside the weather, using gentle movement when possible, or supporting your body with rest, hydration, and targeted nutrients. Remember that supplement I mentioned earlier? Some women tell me it helps them feel a bit more resilient, like they've added another layer of protection on those stormy body days. And it's not about fixing everything. It's about softening the edges of the hardest moments. If that sounds like something you'd like to try, the link is in the description, right next to your free guide. You don't have to do this alone. Let's pause for a moment and look at this from a different angle. What if, just for a second, you stopped seeing your body as the enemy and started seeing it as a weather instrument? Think about it. The most sensitive instruments in the world are not the toughest ones. They're the most finely attuned. Your body is reacting because it's aware. Because it's picking up signals that others miss. Not because it's broken, but because it's deeply, profoundly responsive. When we begin to frame our bodies, not as defective, but as intuitive, the entire story changes. You're not weak for needing rest on rainy days. You're wise. You're listening. You're adapting. And that kind of awareness takes courage. Because ignoring the pain would be easier in some ways. But you haven't ignored it. You're here, searching, learning, hoping. That matters. And here's something else that matters: you don't have to fight this alone. There are small, powerful shifts you can make that begin to bring a sense of steadiness, even on chaotic days. One of them is simply honoring your rhythms. If you know that weather changes affect your sleep, your mood, your digestion, plan for it. Build in buffers. Keep your schedule light if a front is coming in. Prep meals in advance. Set boundaries early. Give yourself permission to cancel. That's not weakness, it's strategy. It's self-leadership. And beyond that, support your system gently. A warm bath with magnesium flakes. Herbal teas that soothe inflammation. Breathwork that settles the nervous system. Supplements that nourish you from the inside out, especially those that support muscle recovery, immune modulation, and nervous system balance. The one linked below was designed with chronic pain in mind, not a magic fix, but a tool, like a warm scarf you wrap around your cells. These actions won't erase fibromyalgia, but they can give you back a sense of agency. And that's everything. Because when you feel out of control, even the smallest act of care is an act of rebellion against the narrative that says you're helpless. You're not. You're powerful. You're paying attention. And that's what healing really looks like. It's not always loud or dramatic. Sometimes it's quiet. Sometimes it's lying down when the storm hits, instead of pushing through. Sometimes it's saying not today to the outside world, and yes to your own body. That's not giving up. That's giving yourself what you need. That's strength. And on those days when you can't do much, when simply getting out of bed feels like climbing a mountain, please remember, you don't have to earn your worth by pretending to feel okay. You are enough. Even in the stillness. Even in the storm.so. What can you do when the skies start shifting and you feel that all too familiar pressure building, not just in the atmosphere, but in your joints, your shoulders, your chest? First, breathe. Not as a cliché, but as a real, physiological intervention. Deep, intentional breathing is one of the fastest ways to calm an overstimulated nervous system. Try inhaling for 4 counts, holding for 4, and exhaling slowly. 4, 6. Do that a few times. It may not erase the pain, but it gives your body a signal that it's safe. Because in fibromyalgia, your body often reacts as if it's in danger, even when it's not. And sometimes, all it needs is a moment of reassurance. Second, create your own weather rituals. Keep a soft blanket nearby. Light a scent that makes you feel grounded. Use compression gloves or heat packs. Listen to your favorite calming music. These aren't luxuries, they're tools. And they work, not just because they comfort you emotionally, but because they gently disrupt the pain. Loop in your brain. When your body is in a flare, anything you can do to create predictability in your environment gives your system a moment to recalibrate. Even just drinking warm lemon water when the rain starts can become a message to your body, I've got you. And over time, those small rituals add up. They become anchors. And speaking of anchors, this channel, this space, was created to be one of them. A place where you can come as you are, without needing to perform or explain. A place where pain is understood, not minimized. If you haven't downloaded the free guide yet, it's linked right below. It's packed with tips and insights we couldn't fit in this video, designed to help you feel a little less lost and a lot more supported. And if you're ready to explore gentle tools that nurture your body without harsh chemicals or side effects, the supplement we mentioned earlier has helped many of our subscribers feel more stable, more centered, even on those unpredictable weather days. Not because it's a cure, but because it's a kind companion. That's what we all need more of, isn't it? Kindness. Support. Something that meets us where we are and walks with us instead of pushing us forward. You deserve that. You deserve care that feels like care, not like pressure. And the more we understand our bodies, the more we can offer that to ourselves, without waiting for the world to understand first. You've made it this far in the video because something here is resonating. Hold on to that. You're not imagining things. Your pain is real. Your experience is valid. And every small thing you do to support yourself matters more than you know. And now, as we come to the end of this conversation, I want to say something that maybe no one has told you in a long time. I see you. I see how hard you're trying. I see the quiet strength it takes to live in a body that doesn't cooperate, in a world that doesn't always understand. I see the way you smile through the pain, the way you carry on even when your muscles feel like they're made of stone and your mind is foggy from fatigue. I see the part of you that's tired of explaining, tired of justifying, tired of pretending. And I want you to know, there's nothing wrong with you. You are not too much. You are not weak. You are not broken. You are a human being navigating Something profoundly difficult, with more grace than you realize. And the fact that you're here, still seeking, still learning, still hoping? That's courage. That's power. That's strength in its truest form. Yes, the weather may shift. Yes, the flares may come. But they do not define you. You are not your symptoms. You are not your diagnosis. You are a whole person, worthy of love, comfort, and understanding, exactly as you are. And even though we may never meet face to face, I want you to know that in this space, you are not alone. This channel exists because your pain matters. Your story matters. And there is a growing community of women who are walking the same path, supporting each other, learning from each other, and rising stronger together. So if this video spoke to you in any way, please take a second to click that like button. It helps us reach more women like you, who are tired of feeling invisible. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, because we have so many more conversations coming, conversations that can bring you clarity, comfort, and real hope. And don't forget to download your free guide, it's waiting for you in the description and in the first comment. It's full of gentle, science-backed tools to support your body and mind. And if you're curious about that supplement we talked about, the one made with natural ingredients that soothe, strengthen, and stabilize, it's there too. Take a look, read the reviews, and see if it feels right for you. No pressure, just a gentle invitation. Because maybe, just maybe, there is something out there that can help ease the intensity of your storms. And if that's true, you deserve to know about it. Thank you for spending this time with me. Thank you for trusting me with your story. Your pain, your presence. You are not weak. You are not alone. You are chronically stronger. And you are deeply, profoundly worthy of a life that feels lighter, kinder, and more free. I'll see you in the next video. And until then, be gentle with yourself. You're doing so much better than you think.